What's up, guys? Raiho here. As you can see by the title, very excited, about to head out to pick up Cole, and we are checking out Halloween 2018. This is one I've been waiting for a while, and looking very forward to it. And as I drive through here, you know, all the fall colors are out. There's an almost full moon. It's just absolutely just makes me think of Halloween and this movie. So very looking forward to this. Yeah, gonna go get him, and we'll chat in a few. There we go.
Spooky vision.
Very spooky. What's up, guys? Raiho here. Picked up Cole. We're at the theater now. We're kind of rushing to get in, so just a very quick kind of pre-thoughts. We've talked about this a couple of times on different shows.
I don't want to go on too long. I'll just say really quickly, like, what kind of... The thing I'm most concerned about for this movie is really probably the setup, the opening, like the first half hour. Because, I mean, as far as the rest goes, you know, the stalking people and killing them, I mean, you know, that's important, yeah. But it's a slasher. There's only so many ways you can do it. I'm not too worried about that. I figure they can handle that competently, although, I mean, I've seen slashers where it sucks, but I just mean this is... Anyway, what I'm concerned about is, yeah, the setup. What they're going to say happened since the first one. If they're going to change anything about the first one, since they threw all the other ones out, I want to see, like, with this retcon, are they still going to leave the other ending intact? Yeah, we already talked about that, worried about, like, it seems to just sort of undercut the ending of him disappearing at the end, only for him to just immediately be arrested. So I want to see what they want to say about that. Yeah. And I want to see the circumstances of his escape, blah, blah, blah. So it's really the first half hour. I mean, hopefully I'll get into it after that, but I'm not too concerned with the slasher elements. I mean, it's a slasher. I'm sure they can do it competently. Yeah. Yeah, that's about it. The mask looks better than in a lot of movies.
Yeah, well, a lot of them they look pretty shitty. It's actually in the last little while I realized how bad some of them look. No, the only thing I'm worried about is that it ends up being like a thinly veiled sequel, which I'm getting the vibe that's not the case, so I'm pretty happy about that. But I just get sick of these movies where they just steal everything from the actual sequels, and they come up with this movie and they act like it's a new thing, and they just ripped off a ton of stuff from the other movies. So I really don't want this to end up just being just like Halloween 2, which I know it's not. It's 40 years later and all that stuff. I just mean that they lift a lot of stuff from the other sequels that'll be kind of annoying for me. But other than that, yeah, I've set the bar kind of middle this time.
Yeah, me too, I suppose.
Yeah, I've watched some trailers I hated. I've watched some that I liked. So we'll go in and we'll find out what we think about Halloween 2018. All right, so we just walked out of Halloween 2018. We waited right to the end of the credits because I thought I heard there was a post-credits scene, which was bullshit. So if you're watching this movie, there's a post-credits moment.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Your mileage might vary on whether that's worth it or not.
Yeah, it wasn't long credits or anything like that. It was good music.
It's not like sitting through a Marvel movie credits.
Exactly, yeah.
Not 10 billion digital artists.
Exactly. Yeah, what'd you think?
I don't know how I feel about it as a whole yet, but it certainly had parts I liked a lot. It had some very good parts, I thought.
I feel like it was too good to be a Halloween movie, like in the sense of like how it was shot, like
for that. I mean,
the exposition.
It really gives you hope for like slasher movies, like
like it was actually
seriously, because it's really well shot. It has really great locations.
I mean, Jamie Lee Curtis didn't phone this in, that's for sure. I mean, she plays this. I don't want to spoil it too much, but I guess you could say like PTSD kind of driven individual. And anyway, I just felt like the acting, the camera work, the shots, everything looked like too good for like that
very
genre
high,
of film.
Very high quality. So I mean, you like it for that.
Yeah.
Very family drama centric, which I didn't mind, but I didn't love either. I get why they play up that angle. Yep. I'm fine with it. I don't know, this is more specifically me, because I'm sure plenty of people will be satisfied by it. But even though, I don't want to go too long of a tirade here, so we're here forever. But people know that I don't like Halloween H2O. I think it's bland and watered down and crappy. Mm-hmm. But the one thing I'll give H2O's credit for is I felt like Jamie Lee Curtis as Laurie, I could still see the connection. She felt like Laurie to me. Mm. So much time has gone by, and they've done such a different... She doesn't feel like Laurie to me anymore. And I realize there's a legitimate argument against that, saying, well, this has changed her, obviously. Plus, it is 40 years later, and people really change. But to me, I couldn't find any of the original Laurie Strode in this character, and maybe that's even the point they're making. Yeah. So it's not exactly a criticism, because maybe that's their point. You're like, 40 years she's looked over her shoulder, and now she's this gun-toting grandma in a pickup truck.
Yeah.
And you can say, well, given what's happened, it all makes sense. So that's just me. I kind of don't like it. I feel like none of the original Laurie's there, but maybe that's the point. Their point is the original Laurie's gone. This is what's been done to her. But I kind of didn't like that. Yeah. Personally.
I think you're right in that's what their plan was, because when you think about it, it's sort of like Michael's not changed at all.
No.
But look how she's become, kind of because of him and stuff like that. I mean, that's kind of the play they definitely make there, because he's nothing about him has changed.
Right. I mean,
he's still the immovable object kind of thing.
It's not like you want that. I mean, Michael's the one character we don't really want character development.
That's exactly it, right? Absolutely brutal violence in a couple of scenes that I thought was nice. All the effects look good except for like one scene I could think of.
See, where a scene like for a movie like H2O Resurrection, like I felt like they pussed out. This movie doesn't.
They did not puss it. No, this is like
it gives you some pretty
some pretty
hardcore deaths and stuff.
Yeah. A pretty high body count.
Considering I mean, to the point that at least 3 or 4 kills are like done off screen, and you don't even really mind because you're seeing so many others.
Yeah. Trying to think of other things that I liked. I mean, the music score was great. John Carpenter and I think it's his son Cody.
Yeah, they kind of did like an expanded version of it.
And I like there was one theme where it's like it's John. I think it's John's piano piece, and then like electric guitar kind of comes over it, and I kind of envisioned maybe that's Cody playing the guitar over it. It was like a nice little. It was a different take.
There's really great like sort of sting on the guitar towards the end of shot of Michael,
yeah.
Which reminds me a little bit of 6, because 6 was full of that, and I know I liked that in 6. I know you guys did the commentary on 6. Nobody seems to like 6. I like 6.
We didn't trash 6
for all its problems. I like 6. Like it's a movie that there's no reason I should like it. And I like it anyway. One thing I kind of legitimately can at least defend in that movie is I like the guitar stings in that movie whenever like Michael's doing.
Well, we watched the producer's cut, so it's kind of a weird. It's kind of like we were saying. They kind of took the.
I haven't seen that since, like in your basement.
Yeah, exactly.
On like a shitty bootleg copy. That's
yeah, exactly. So that's what I was trying to say to the guys. Was the version we had was anyway. I don't want to ruin it, but it's less music video.
Yeah.
Like the way they've cut it, so I think there's less of that guitar. Although I have to say, when I watched it, we did the commentary, so I watched it on mute with subtitles because I didn't want to, have the sound on the stream. So maybe it's all still in there.
But anyway. I mean, 90% of people are going to say this is way better than 6, and I can understand that.
Yep.
The truth is, I don't like it more than 6, even though I see all the ways it's better. Just because, it's personal preference about things with the story. Like, I'm never going to be happy about them just wiping out.
But you know what they did? That was one thing that I would say.
And they never addressed the
They didn't really address. They didn't really. And again, I don't want to go into spoiler territory, but. They didn't address that. They kind of did, and then they just glossed over it.
Yeah, they said something like, so the cop in this movie, they said, did you know he was there that original night? He's the one that came in
and stopped Loomis
from killing him. And they make it, so they do kind of sound like a retcon. They make it sound like, Loomis was just unloading him, and when a cop came, and then they arrested him, instead of Loomis shooting him falling off a balcony or whatever, and then disappearing. Like,
they didn't
so they really do fuck up with that ending.
Yeah, like I wish they'd either not mentioned it, or I don't know how to say it, except I wish they'd just completely not mentioned it or answered it. Do you know what I mean? Instead of this like kind of half answer, but that's fine. I mean, I guess it's just a way to tie that character in, but I was waiting for something on that, and to get that half answer was a little bit I was like, yeah, come on guys, especially where they did so good with everything else. I was like, they could have just, I don't know, answered that question. I don't know. But I guess no answer would have been good enough, right? That's kind of the problem with these things. I was worried about them having too many scenes that were lifted from other movies, but they just had little touches.
They weren't bad.
They were good. I didn't mind it at all. There was just little lifts. Like there was a scene from Part 6 to the original. There's some lines that they picked up from the other movies.
They do a little inversion thing of the original thing where the granddaughter's at school.
Yeah.
It's okay.
It's little things like that. So it was okay. Although that one was a little groan-worthy. But it was okay. Again, it was okay. And it's nice to have the nods there. I guess in the end, I was thinking like how. Like I don't know anything about these guys that made the movie, and I'm thinking Danny McBride, how's this going to work? But it did. Like they did a great job, I think. I mean, I don't know where I'll sit the movie in the hierarchy. I have to watch it a few more times and all that.
Yeah, same here. Right now, it's sitting somewhere in the middle.
But it's, I don't know. I like the
but I mean, I like a lot of that. Like you said, it's encouraging because they took it really seriously. Like, it makes something like the 2009 remake of Friday the 13th look like absolute shit.
Oh yeah, well that's.
I mean, that movie was crap anyway. But I mean, this really because you're just like the whole time I was watching it, like I said earlier, it's like
it's like, this is the Halloween movie we didn't deserve or something like that. Like,
Yeah.
it's just, it's, I'm not saying that it's like Citizen Kane. I just mean it's,
No.
it's too good in that regard. Like it's, and it is encouraging because maybe somebody will take a property like that and actually do something interesting with it and make a movie that doesn't suck.
Yeah. So even though I have some problems with the overall story and some characterization and stuff, I mean, there's still so many good elements that I do appreciate the movie, and I do think it's pretty good. So.
Yeah, and I mean, they really, I don't know, they did a great job. I mean, it was, you know, I'm not gonna say it's scary. These movies don't scare me anymore, but I could see where it could scare people, and
I think so.
There's some good scares.
I have to watch a movie alone, really, to.
Yeah, you got to be alone in a dark room or something like that to get that kind of effect. But no, I was impressed. I was happy with.
Yeah, there were a lot of things that I thought were good about it. Like I said, as a whole, I'm not sure, but it had a lot of really positive elements and stuff. So I mean, if you're like I don't know. I know Jay was feeling so lukewarm about it. He said, you know, if we weren't going to cover it on our show, I don't even know if I want to go see it. I'd say for somebody in that position, it's worth seeing for sure.
Absolutely. And, you know, everyone keeps...
Because I'm a huge Halloween fan. It's my favorite franchise. And what I worry the most going to these movies is, like, how I'm going to feel about, like, what it does to the overall franchise. I mean, again, it's... I'm still on the fence about some of the things about the story, but I mean, it certainly is not going to ruin the, you know, it's not like Rob Zombie, for God's sake.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, blows those away.
Yeah, it completely creams them. Sure. All right.
Well, pretty satisfied.
Pretty satisfied. Thumbs up from us. Check it out. Halloween 2018.
Peace.
Yeah. See you guys later.